Hello, everyone. Thank you again for attending this webinar about social media curation in 5 steps from Crowdynews. This webinar will be recorded and will be distributed to everyone who attended to it right after after finishing the webinar. And during this webinar, we will cover different facts of social media and different steps on how to bring the most relevant and the best quality content from social media to your website. What we are going to do as well is we are going to have a specific questions and answers section at the end of the webinar. So it will take about between 25 minutes and half an hour, but we will leave some space for to answer all your questions. So feel free to type them in the chat window that you have on your console, and we will address all of them at the end of this webinar. My name is Alberto Gonzalez. I'm Director of Customer Success at Crowdynews, and I will run this webinar together with my colleague Alison Barr. Hello, Alison.
Hello, Alberto.
So the first part, I think, is the one who Alison is going to talk about. These 5 steps and guide us through a very important and relevant information. So please, yeah, all yours.
Great, thank you, Alberto. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. What I wanted to do is start with a little bit of background about why we believe social media curation is so important for publishers, broadcasters, and really anyone with a digital website. So companies who are using social media curation today already know that incorporating the voice of the crowd alongside their content delivers benefits, including increased engagement, reasons to return to the site, and longer time on site. And these findings have recently been substantiated in an MIT Sloan study that concluded that social engagement with a website correlates to reader commitment. So keeping your readers on site should really be a high priority. Using curated social content is a great way to increase attention span. And if you can hold visitors' attention for 3 minutes, they are twice as likely to return to your site. And those return visitors are incredibly valuable. They're 8 times more likely to make a purchase, such as a subscription on your site. And so providing valuable social content in addition to your own information helps ensure readers come back to your site. And if you have ads on your site, keeping readers on those pages longer will benefit your advertisers. So we'll dive into these 5 steps, as Alberto mentioned before, and these steps are focused on incorporating safe, relevant, and real-time social content into your website. We'll look at some examples of websites that are doing this today, and as Alberto said before, we will take your questions at the end of the session. So here are, at a high level, the 5 steps to get you started with social media curation. We'll go into each one of these in more detail during the session here today. And these steps provide a simple and straightforward process to follow when you're developing social media streams and incorporating them on your website. So let's go ahead and review each one of them. The very first step, the foundation of this whole process, is understanding your readers and visitors to your site. So what does that mean? That means from a social media perspective, you must know your audience's social media preferences and habits. You want to understand what channels are they frequenting. Do they primarily consume content from Instagram or YouTube, Facebook or Twitter, or all of the above? And what type of content do they prefer to engage with? Is this mostly text-based content or rich content with videos and images? And also, who are they following? Is it a particular influencer or publisher? Who are the influencers and what content compels them? So once you understand what your readers are interested in from a social perspective, you then want to match social media content with your editorial content to create a holistic view of a topic. So if you're focused on sports, entertainment, or news, you want to look to marry the topics around that editorial content with the social content that's going to be interesting to your readers. So with these 2 parts done, you're in good shape to start to create those relevant topics, like the one we have showcasing here on the slide that's focused on U.S. politics. Once you've got those high-level topics laid out, then you want to go and find that really good social content. And how do you find all that good social content? Well, you could collect it manually, but let's admit that process is really awful. It's incredibly time-consuming, and you risk not having the time to find all that best content. You could miss something. And so using a social media curation platform helps ease that pain. It applies the intelligence and automation to the process to find all that information out on the social web and find it faster than any human could do, or any group of humans could do at any given moment in time. So in a social media curation platform, you can define topics with specific attributes or variables that pinpoint the exact content your readers will love. And some of these attributes that help go out into the social web and find that content include keywords, key phrases, or hashtags. So what are the specific trigger points within a social post that will make it relevant for the content that you're creating? So if you're creating content around US politics, for example, you probably want to have keywords such as Trump and Clinton, elections in there that help narrow down the field of content that you're looking for. Creating topics also includes whitelisting and blacklisting, and this could include users and terms. So just as we identified those keywords or key terms you want included, there may be words or phrases or whatnot that you want to exclude. So for example, if you just want to be including social content around US politics that is focused on the two frontrunners, you might blacklist any social posts that include some of the previous candidates that were in the primaries. You can also whitelist users, so certain influencers who are talking about a particular topic, to make sure that their content is coming in. Finding the right content also means you can use a specific geolocation to zoom in on content in a very specific region or area. And that's what's showing in this example on the slide here, which is around the recent Olympics in Rio. And in this particular case, the content is zooming in right around the Olympic Village and targeting content that's coming and being tagged, geotagged from that particular area. And using social media curation can also be so smart that it can find the most relevant content simply by reading the contents of the web page you're trying to find content for. So you can understand and automatically have the system understand what the topic is about, and then go automatically find that with very little human intervention. So lots of ways to go and find that information out in the masses and masses of social content that's out there on the web. So once all those attributes and variables are input into a social media curation system, then this content starts to flow in, the social content starts to flow in. And at that point, you need to determine how you want to present it to your readers and your visitors. So as a website owner, you want to make sure that that content is aligned to the reader expectations, and that readers will have expectations based on the content that they're consuming. If they're reading sports content, it's likely that they want to read about that sport or the athletes within it or the teams that are associated with it. Versus entertainment, well, they'll want to hear about musicians or actors or movies or songs. So you can have that customized experience based on what will work best for your audience. For example, you could present the content as a vertical stream, which is the example on the left-hand side, which would run alongside the article so your readers can see that social content side by side as they're going through the article. You can place that social stream horizontally, like this example on the right, either above an article to preface your content with that voice of the crowd, or include it at the bottom of the stream to conclude with the social commentary. And you can even place it right within the middle of your content to provide a way to keep readers engaged in a longer article. What's more, you can create immersive full-page social experiences as well that integrate curated social content into your website and furthermore incorporate social streams into your app. Any or all of these experiences create opportunities to engage that reader with content that will keep them on your page longer and keep them coming back. So once you decide about the form factor, you'll want to determine where on the page to put all that if you're using the vertical or horizontal streams. And understanding how a visitor typically engages with your site or consumes content on your pages may give you some insight into where that social stream will be most effective alongside your content. But fundamentally, you need to determine if you want to deliver a social experience above the fold or below the fold on your website. And in the case of offering a full-page immersive experience, as illustrated on the screen, where you place a link to the full-page experience somewhere on your site for your readers to access, this will impact how frequently users engage with that content. So a lot of times we'll see users who will, our customers who will include a link to this full page experience as a tab on their site. So it's sitting alongside the other tabs or sections that their readers might click on and drill into. And so once you have their attention, you want to make sure that that social content that you display doesn't take them off site and drive them into the social networks rather than keeping them on your own site. So you want to give them an embedded experience that lets them explore further that social content, but keeps them on your site. So in the example on the next slide, we illustrate one of these experiences which offers an overlay of the social content, providing more information, but it keeps the visitor on your site. And it provides them with easy navigation to consume more social posts so they could stream back and forth in order to continue to look at the social content in that site. And the example on the right is just a view of what that social content looks like inside of a mobile experience. All right, on to the last step. So this final step involves ongoing evaluation and maintenance of the social content. One of the benefits of intelligent automated social curation is that you can set the system up and let it run and have it do the heavy lifting for you. But it is always, always, always good practice to apply some human oversight and intervention from time to time to review if there are any additional tweaks you want to make to the automatic moderation and filtering to increase the accuracy and relevancy of the content, and to review the metrics associated with user engagement. On that latter point, you'll want to understand what types of posts are clicked or shared, how long the social content is visible to the reader, and a whole host of other results that can help you continue to deliver great social content streams alongside your own information. And you may even be surprised with some of the user behavior that you find, like, for example, what we see here, where user engagement with the social stream not only spikes when an event is happening, like in the Olympics or a specific football game or election debate, but also before and after the event, like bookends or a halo. And this represents great insight into when your audience may be most responsive to more social streams, and you can plan that accordingly with your editorial content. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Alberto to run through a few specific scenarios where this social media curation and content streams have been applied in people's websites today.
Okay, thank you, Alison. That's very, very insightful. So the first use case we are going to show here is the Daily Meal. This is a website in the US. If you're a foodie and you like food, that's a website for you. It's one of our customers, part of the Spamfeller media group. And in this case, they really wanted not only to provide their own content about excellent food and different kind of foods, trends, and things like that, but also to have the external power of influencers and bloggers that are followed by many, many people, thousands of people every day, but have them on their website through social media. So they are using our technology in this case to bring all these posts from these influencers and contributors to their community and to the foodie community. They divide this by section, so basically food, drink, healthy food, etc., according to their site. So every section they have different kind of social media content that is relevant to the specific section. And they build the content, especially from Twitter and Instagram in this case, and choosing very visual kind of content, using a lot of media content such as pictures and videos as well. So in the same line, you could see like it looks like the whole website is very consistent and provides again not only their quality of content, but what they are seeing is an enrichment on the quality of their overall content through social media as well. So this brings interactions, so they increase the level of engagement with visitors, and visitors can find very interesting social media posts on their website, so it makes them to return more often as well. The next use case is also from same group. It's called the active times. This maybe is a bit of the opposite. If you like to sport, that's your side now, and you can like both food and sport. But then you better not eat too much in this case if you want to be active in this case. So what they are doing here is based on different kind of sports like bike, hiking, climbing, etc. They use the technology in both platforms like desktop, tablets, and also mobile, same as with Daily Meal in this case. And they build the content based on most popular sporters and athletes in different kind of sports. So again, same kind of reason to use social media on their side to bring that power, that influence into their own domain. Whereas if they don't have this, people tend to search for or follow the most popular athletes or sports people through social media only. The key value, as Alison explained here, is that when someone clicks on a specific post, they don't leave to Facebook or Twitter, but they stay on the page. They see the overlay. They see more content, and that's very valuable to our customer. So the next one is Busy Broadcasting Group. So this is a group of 50 workstations in the US. Each of them has their own website where people can go and stream radio lifetime. So they are using our technology, again, the same way to enrich their content, but also they had a massive perception of value when covering the events. In this case, I think the first one we covered with them was the San Bernardino shootings. So I think it was December last year, where we helped them in building the content right when this happened. And in a couple of minutes, they were able to cover the shootings right from the place where this was happening, getting posts from people that was there, making pictures, uploading pictures into Twitter, Instagram, and getting those pictures or those posts into their website. So they actually said that these, they are very, smaller, much smaller than channels like CNN or ABC or things like that. But they were covering this event like between 20-30 minutes before any other main broadcasting channel in the US, which was a huge achievement and recognition for Beasley. So again, if you think about events, you can cover sports events. That was an example that Alison gave with the Olympics. We also cover the Super Bowl and the Oscars, or and that's the value when you even if you are the news channel, you cannot have reporters everywhere covering everything. And right now, the value of social media is that everyone with a mobile phone or a tablet can be a reporter, right? And can make the picture of the year and upload it into any of the social media channels. So you can benefit of that, and you can you don't need to spend so many resources to deliver good quality and the best relevancy, relevant content, and the safest as well, because obviously what is behind all this is a curation of all the content in an automated way, so you don't have any offensive content or anything that you don't want to have on your website. So this was the last use case that we wanted to show, and now it's time to questions and answers. So I see one question here. Is the platform responsive? All right, that's a very good question. It is. So basically, no matter which kind of device you are on, when you look at the website and you have our platform there, the let's say widget or the tool adapts to the resolution of the device. So no matter if it's a desktop, tablet or a mobile device.
And the next question we have is, can we get a copy of the MIT Sloan study that was referenced earlier in the presentation? We'll be happy to send a link of that study out if anyone is interested in reading that. It's a pretty interesting read. Let's see. We've got another question here. Alberto, this is a good one for you. What type of content do your customers typically blacklist?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think you have a lot of possibilities. So from specific keywords that we by default provide to every customer. We cover around 27 languages worldwide. And we have blacklist of offensive words and things that you don't really have want to have on your website, as I explained before. That's one example, and we can help you with this. You can build your own. You can add your own as well. But then typically some customers of ours, they blacklist competitors, of course, so they don't want a post from their competitors on their website, or they blacklist also specific accounts. You can also use whitelist, so you can, for specific events, you can just limit the amount of information that you will show, but really can be very specific about what you want to deliver and what you want to have on your website.
This is another one for you. How many pages can the social streams go on? And a second question that accompanies that is a social stream more effective on a homepage or an interior page?
Yeah, so the first one would be like, you can put our solution in any page you want, so there's no limit, so it can be everywhere, and usually we have, could be in a homepage and section pages, article pages, and a newspaper, for example. Things like the Daily Meal or Active Times, we can be in sections, we can be also in articles, and also the same thing, homepage. It really depends on how you want to set it up. It's totally up to you. Obviously, at the end of the day, in more pages and more sites, it keeps bringing more value, right? And that's, at the end of the day, social media visitors are the ones that are coming the most to your site, and especially with when we talk about news media sites. But they are also the ones who stay less time on your site, less loyal, let's say. This way, what we can do is actually keep them more on your site, increase the time that they spend on your site, and also increase the number of page views, because what they usually do, and we can see as in the graph we saw before, they do interact with the post. They want to see the whole article behind the post, the picture in bigger format, the video, and all these are interactions that enriches your time on site, or increases your time on site. At the end of the day, is the value you want to get, right? Like more visitors, more time on your site, and more pages per time that they are on your site. So.
Great. Looks like we have one more question.
Yeah, I think. Where can I find more information about the KISS customer or Beasley customer implementation?
Yep, great question. There is a full write-up about how Beasley uses Crowdynews and goes into a little more detail about the San Bernardino shooting experience and outcomes on the Crowdynews website. Or we'd be happy to send you a copy if you're interested in that. So definitely, if you're interested, let us know.
Okay, so I think that's it for today. This is the first one of a series of 3 webinars. So we have 2 more to go. So from today in 2 weeks, we will do our next one, which will cover best practices to use social media on your website, and especially focusing on covering events, but more in detail. We gave kind of an overview today. We will get deeper on this, and we'll give more practical examples. And yeah, so we hope to see you there again. If you have questions, if you want to contact us, you can always do it at the email address you see there, hello@crowdynews.com. You can go to our website anytime. The webinar will be available there, but we, as mentioned before at the beginning, we will send you the webinar so you can also watch it at your own convenience and as many times as you want, or share it with people that might be interested. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alison.
Thank you, Alberto. Thanks for joining, everyone.
And have a great day.